What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, two-time heavyweight world champion, British superstar boxer, Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 21 wins by way of knockout. Tyson Fury is 33 years of age. Tyson Fury stands at 6'9" with an 85-inch arm reach. Tyson Fury will be going into his highly anticipated trilogy match that's scheduled for October 9th, or dare I say is rescheduled from July 24th to October 9th. With that said, Tyson Fury is headed into a mega showdown with Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC American Heavyweight World Champion, superstar boxer Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. With that said, Tyson Fury now has responded to seeing Deontay Wilder training videos. Okay, Tyson Fury, obviously we know, according to reports, he tested positive for the C-19, which saw his fight, his trilogy match with Deontay Wilder, postponed from their July 24th date to October 9th. Now, more than ever, Tyson Fury is back active on social media. Now, prior to the July 24th date, Tyson Fury, he was on social media, but he wasn't as vocal as he currently is right now. Seems like Tyson Fury is gaining confidence. Or is he not gaining confidence? But Tyson Fury, he says now he's going his best Roy Jones, Antonio Tarver impersonation, and he's asking Deontay Wilder, you got any excuses October 9th? Excuse maker. You got any excuses October 9th? Let us know now. He says, then he goes on to call him a dosa and, so on and so forth, right? So Tyson Fury, he's saying that Deontay Wilder made up tons and tons of excuses. And now he's being vocal. He was on social media yesterday, so on social media today, day before yesterday. It seems like Tyson Fury may have just been looking to buy time, right? Because we heard the reports that Tyson Fury was struggling in training camp and that the young American prospect Jared Big Baby Anderson was giving him tons and tons of problems in training, in sparring. And there's even reports that he was knocked out in sparring. His father, Big John Fury, he even confirmed and stated that his son didn't look the best in training camp, but that's okay. He says he actually looked like, paraphrasing, you fill in the blank, and he said, but when the lights come on, he's going to look absolutely wonderful, and he's going to stop Deontay Wilder. That's what Big John Fury stated. But initially, Big John Fury, he stated that after watching Deontay Wilder training footage, he stated that Deontay Wilder can be a completely revamped guy, and that Tyson Fury had been focused on his fellow countryman, two-time unified heavyweight world champion, British superstar boxer Anthony Joshua, and that, well, Tyson Fury is not ready for Deontay Wilder. Now the fact that they have an extra 3 months tacked on to their July 24th date seems like their confidence is rising, okay? And so Deontay Wilder has been putting out video clips of him training, small clips with his new trainer, former American heavyweight title contender star boxer Malik King Scott, who was in a training camp with Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury is now stating that Malik Scott couldn't do nothing. He had nothing for me. I stopped him in sparring, and now I'm going to stop Deontay Wilder again. He says I outboxed him the first time, then I stopped him the second time. Now it's going to be even worse this time, and it's 2 for the price of 1. So that's what Tyson Fury is saying, okay? And so with that said, now Tyson Fury, is saying, you got any excuses October 9th? We remember those famous words when Antonio Tarver, after his first fight with Roy Jones, saw a very tough fight for Roy Jones, but Jones won the fight. A lot of people thought Antonio Tarver should have gotten a nod. It should have been a draw. So Roy Jones, they did it again, okay? And right before, as they were touching gloves and getting the instructions from the referee in the middle of the ring, in the center of the ring, Antonio Tarver, the referee always asks, you got anything to say? You got anything to say? And Antonio Tarver, uncharacteristically, because we don't see boxers actually say, I have something to say. Antonio Tarver says, I have something to say. You got any excuses tonight, Roy? And we know that he knocked out Roy Jones and gave Roy Jones his first loss. And essentially that started the downslide of Roy Jones's career. He then got knocked out by Glenn Johnson. He lost to Tarver again. He just wasn't the same guy there moving forward. So that was the famous situation that took place when Antonio Tarver said, yeah, I got a question. You got any excuses tonight, Roy? And so now Tyson Fury, being a fan of the sport of boxing, Tyson Fury is a historian in the sport of boxing. He knows. Now Tyson Fury may bend the rules, but he knows the sport of boxing. So Tyson Fury, he says, you got any excuses October 9th, Deontay? After looking at, Deontay Wilder's training clips, okay? And once again, Tyson Fury, he reiterates that he's looking good, but he says that he believes that Deontay Wilder is going to resort back to his old ways and that he's going to touch Deontay Wilder. When Deontay Wilder resorts back to his old ways, he's going to open himself back up and he's going to then have his success. So he's banking on Deontay Wilder having success early and getting comfortable and falling back into his old ways. Now, I believe the excuses have come on the part of Tyson Fury. Okay? Now, yes, Deontay Wilder has made allegations, but you can see the gloves when he said the gloves looked manipulated. It clearly looked funny. He stated that he believed that it was something wrong with his water. Now, we know Tyson Fury at the fight, he refused to drink a bottle of water. He drank a bottle of water, and then his brother came over and said, don't drink no more of that water. That's not our water. Stay away from that water. And Tyson Fury, he said, okay, no problem. That's not our water. Why are you concerned about the water so much? Why are you putting so much emphasis on a brand new closed bottle of water? Okay? Because they have concerns that things happen with water. So it's not far-fetched what Deontay Wilder is saying. Nonetheless, Tyson Fury, he has been in situations more than a little bit where you have to question his actions, okay? When he was in a Christian Hammer fight, the webbing was cut on his brand new pair of gloves. It's almost impossible. You're not supposed to wear the gloves down. You're not supposed to break the gloves in for a fight. They're supposed to be brand new once you step through the ropes, okay? So his gloves, the webbing was cut. So how would the webbing get cut? The Boxing Commission approved, checked the gloves. I'm sure that the webbing was intact. So if you're not supposed to wear down the gloves, he wasn't hitting the walls because that's not the rules, right? So how did the webbing get popped in between where the referee had to halt the action before it even started as they was doing the introduction? The referee was checking his gloves and the referee noticed it and made him change his gloves right then and there in the ring, okay? We know the situation with Nicholas Asbury in sparring, and he showed that, hey, there's no padding in Tyson Fury's gloves. This before the Deontay Wilder rematch. Before Deontay Wilder made any claims about Tyson Fury and his gloves, we saw Nicholas Asbury say that his guy took all the padding out of his gloves, okay? So there's a history here with Tyson Fury when it comes to these things. And so with that said, I don't believe that the excuses, more so, Deontay Wilder believes what he believes, okay? And you can see the gloves didn't look correct, point blank and period, okay? So there's a history there. And now Tyson Fury, it seems that he's the one that made the excuse when we talking about the fight being moved, because initially they told us they didn't know who tested positive in Tyson Fury camp. Then the next day they told us it was Tyson Fury and it was a complete outbreak and it was 9 or more people that were tested positive. Well, then we learned that his head trainer, Sugar Hill, didn't test positive. His assistant head trainer and his cousin, Andy Lee, he didn't test positive. And then we know that his strength and condition coach, he didn't test positive. Then Joseph Parker, he didn't test. His sparring partner, former WBO heavyweight champion, he didn't test positive. Okay. Majority, Jared Anderson, he didn't test positive. So we already 6 people in, but they told us it was an outbreak. And then come to find out, they tell us that it was only Tyson Fury and another sparring partner who happens to be on the undercard in a big fight himself against Frank Sanchez in undefeated heavyweight title contender Efe Ajagba. They said that he tested positive, went to the hospital, spent the night there, and then came out and he was fine. And it was just him and Tyson Fury. Well, then what happened to the outbreak? And then Tyson Fury said he did the necessary amount of days that it takes to stay quarantined, but then he was out buying exotic cars and taking pictures in the casino. So we see that what happened is Tyson Fury was allegedly struggling in training camp, and he needed more time. So I can't wait to see how this unfolds and plays out October 9th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hey, this is Ebony Bridges, Blonde Bomber, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.